What's going on, miners? Chump Change XD here. Hope you're all staying healthy, having a great day. Today we have the Jasminer X16P in hand, sent to us from jinglemining.com. Huge shout out to them. I can't wait to check this thing out. Let's get this thing unboxed and yeah, let's go from here. Actually, this unit is actually quite heavy, I'm not gonna lie. And unfortunately, we're in my kitchen because my studio in my basement is a complete mess because I am redoing it. So let's get this thing cut open, see what it's about, and then we will go from there. And check it out. This thing is gorgeous, and it's a freaking monster. It is heavy as hell. I'm not even kidding. It's like literally they must have compact like a bunch of shit inside this unit. You know what? I kind of want to take it apart, but I can't because it's a loaner. It's not mine. I'm not able to keep it. So I do have to send this to my man, Mr. Red Panda Mining, after this, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But man, it's like something is a little bit different about this machine, and I'm not sure what it is because it really is freaking insanely like heavy for its size. It's kind of strange, right? All right, let's check it out. So first things first, I noticed the power button, which is pretty nice. Usually ASICs don't have power buttons. Typically you just unplug them, at least all the ones I've had anyways. I guess I really haven't had that many, to be honest, but I've never really seen a power button on very many others. So let me know in the comments below if you guys have noticed the power button on any of your machines. I see one server fan for the PSU, which is quite interesting. Now this thing is supposed to pull like 1900 watts or so. We will test this in a little bit once we get it plugged in. Looking through the grate here, man, it's really tough to see for you guys, unfortunately, but I can see straight in there. There's 1, 2, 3 hash boards. That's what it looks like anyways, and they are literally floor to ceiling inside this thing, just massive. You know what? One other thing I noticed right here is like a 5-pin port right there on the back of the PSU. I wonder what that's for. Let me know if you guys have ever seen a port like that on the back of your PSU. All right, enough's enough. Let's go plug this thing in. I want to see what the wattage is. I want to get into the computer. I want to see the profitability on it. And we're going to get this thing set up solo mining with the rest of my Jasminers. And we're going to see how many blocks we could crush in 2 weeks for the time that I actually have this unit. So let's do it. Told y'all my studio was a mess. But we got this Jasminer X16P down here on top of my mini fridge. We're going to be plugging it into this wall outlet right here. As you can see, it is fed with 240 volts. As of right now, it shows 237.9, but should be close enough. We're going to plug in this C19 with a adapter. These actually, Mr. Matt Electron made these little power meters for me, which is pretty cool. It's C13 and C14 outlet, but I do have a C19 by C13 adapter. The 1900 watts should be good for the time being, just so we can monitor the electric just for a little bit, and then I'll actually plug this thing into my PDU with the C20 outlet. So let's get this thing plugged in to the Ethernet and to the actual power, and let's see how loud this beast is. I actually really like the fact that I can plug it in and not have it turn on immediately, and I have a switch to control it. So let's do it. 3, 2, 1. I'm not gonna lie, that scared me. It didn't turn on right away. So it's been about a minute. Looks like we're at 222 watts as of right now, and this fault light is on. I'm actually hoping that maybe this thing just takes that like 20 minutes to a half hour to actually get booted up. Oh, there it goes. Never mind. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes or so, and obviously just hearing how loud that thing could get, because it did turn into a jet engine for half a minute when these fans actually ramped up. Once this thing does kick into gear, start hashing, and actually pull 1900 watts, as you can see, we only got 300 going right now, or 295 rather. It's going to be unbearable, and I'm not going to be able to record over here on my computer. So we're going to have to get this thing out in my trailer once it actually gets up and going, but I want to see what the entire wattage is of this thing mining. What we're going to do is get the pool settings in here, because I did just log in real quick to see where it was at, and you can see there is no information on the pool. Typically, these companies will actually put a URL address in here and have it hashed to their address, hoping that you guys just forget, but apparently there's nothing in here. So let me get some pool information in there. Let's get this thing solo mining with the other Jasminers I actually have going as of right now, and we'll check the wattage, and then we'll jump in the computer and get this thing out to my trailer so it's not super annoying while we're doing that. So this is kind of interesting. This thing actually has a performance, ultra performance, balance, and efficiency. Sorry for the camera going a little wonky right there, but that's kind of neat. So I did just put it on performance ultra. I want to see what this thing actually gets to and how long it takes to get there. All right, decently long wait. Looks like 30 minutes or so. We got about 7 gigahashes, 7,000 megahashes. This thing is actually not even close to as loud as I thought it was going to be, and we're looking at 1974 wattage on the ultra performance mode. Looks like it's scaling back a little bit, 6366. Again, 6 gigahashes or 6.5 gigahashes or so. So I'm going to let this thing level out on the ultra performance, and then we're going to go through all the rest of them. Alright, so I actually left this up for the night. You can see it ran for 13 hours, 43 minutes. I actually hit the Ethernet cable and it unplugged right there. But average hash rate about 5,800 megahashes, right? Now, looking down here, I just swapped it over to performance mode, and that was ultra performance mode. Now, performance mode looks like it's pulling the same thing for mega hashes, just about. It says average, right? It's only been up for about a half hour or so, not even. And yeah, I don't know, same exact mega hash, more or less, maybe a little bit more. Obviously, the longer it runs, the less it'll be. But look at this wattage. That's not cool. 2,038.37 watts or so, which is kind of crazy. So now we're going to swap it over to balance. You can see there's balance and efficiency left we have to do. All right, so we've been up for 32 minutes here on balance, and you can see the hash rate's actually higher. It's 6337 average, which is amazing. And on top of that, look at this. The wattage is 1841 as of right now. It was 1839 a few minutes ago, but this thing is it's actually performing way better on this mode. So let's try efficiency next, and maybe it'll be even better. All right, so we've been up for 27 minutes and 34 seconds. You can see right here we got 6269 for the average hash rate. That's amazing, but what's more amazing is this right here, 1710 for wattage. That is insanely efficient. Now let's get into the PC, and we're just going to recap all the different modes and get my overall thoughts on this thing. All right, we made it into the computer. I apologize if you guys can hear any of this noise through the microphone, but this thing's actually in my office, and it's relatively quiet considering how big of an ASIC it actually is, right? Looking right here, you can see we've been up for almost an hour and a half over here on the efficiency mode, or it's been exactly an hour and a half at this point. We are at 5.8 gigahashes or 5,861 megahashes for the average hash rate. Now, this unit has not changed, which is huge. So let's just kind of recap all the different modes, right? So ultra performance, I left this thing running throughout the night. This was actually this morning when I moved the ASIC from the floor back to the mini fridge when I was doing my live stream. I actually bumped the Ethernet cord, so it dropped a little bit. Now, I think the average hash rate on this mode will be a bit higher, probably 6.1, 6.2-ish, roughly, because that's really where it was before this drop happened. So yeah, overall, I think this mode's pretty cool, but again, looking at the wattage it pulls, it was 1987, so it's an extra 280 or so watts that you're going to be using for the ultra performance mode, right? Now, let's look at performance mode. This mode seemed to be the absolute worst, in my opinion, right? It is roughly leveled out around 5.9 gigahashes or 5969 megahashes. It was only up for a half hour though, so this could absolutely either have went up or went down ever so slightly, but I really think it'll be right around the 5.9 or 6 gigahash mark. Looking at the wattage, this is like the biggest problem here, right? I don't understand why the wattage on this one was 2037. That's significantly higher from where it was with the ultra performance, right? And the ultra performance I thought would be, you know, a bit more wattage and a bit more hash rate. I mean, yes, it was a little bit more hash rate, but I don't know, it just, the wattage thing really threw me off. So now the balance mode over here, we have 35 minutes up in mining. Again, it's really not too long. I could have kept this on a bit longer, but to be honest, this is like a 6-hour video if I just test all these for hours at a time. We're looking like a 6.1 or 6.2 gigahash, which would be 6,100 or 6,200 megahashes at the end of the day. For wattage, we're looking like a 1841, so about 120 more watts, or sorry, 130 more watts or so for this mode right here. The best bang for the buck, in my opinion, is right where we're at. This was the screenshot, and you guys could see it was at 6.3, but in reality, as we're recording right now, we're at 5.8. for the average, right? Even though the actual hash rate at the time is 6.2, it's still 5.8 is pretty much average. So I want to go off the average here. Now, again, back to the original picture, it was 6.3. So that's why I was saying letting it run a little bit longer actually evens out the average hash rate a bit better. So now looking at the wattage that this thing's pulling, 1710. So 1710, that's freaking killer for this unit on this mode. So I would recommend 100%, if you're going to get this thing, run it on efficiency mode. This is by far the best that we've seen here. So let's go check out the profitability on this actual unit with this wattage and the hash rate that we're getting right now. All right, so right here, this is miningpoolstats.stream. This is a really good place to actually check your profitability on your coins, right? So I'm on ETC. You just search a coin here and get into it. If you scroll down to the bottom, you kind of got to zoom in to get the calculator to be like right in the middle. It's typically off to the right just a little bit, but either way, we're going to look right here. You can see I'm going to change this. It's typically just puts in 100 for you. So we're going to do 5,800 on the hash rate because it does mega hashes, not giga hashes. So looking at that, we're looking at about 0.66 ETC per day. Now that is daily estimated earnings 1920 USD, which is pretty good. Obviously that doesn't equate to minusing like after your electric, right? So you have to obviously minus your electric costs for this. Now just quick, let's look at the price of ETC. Looking at ETC right here, you can see $28.93 per coin, which is actually really good. ETC had a pump up to 30 bucks in the last couple days. It was like a 50% move. Who knows why, but you know what? Shout out to the Bitcoin ETFs. That's pretty big news. All right, let's look over here now. This is an electrical calculator. I actually love this calculator. What we're going to do is change the appliance power to the 1710. We're going to run it at 100% capacity. Usage 24 hours a day, and I'm going to put in my electric rate, which really sucks. It's 24.5 cents, stupid high, but nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. So we're going to calculate this and see what it comes up to. So again, right here, 24.5 cents, we are looking at $10.05 per day. So that's how much it's going to cost me to run this unit per day. You can see per week, per month, per year. That really sucks for me in my situation, but everybody's situation is different, right? Looking back again, I'll be making $9.15 if my math's correct on that, which is I mean, honestly, that's still better than like anything I can really get to run at my house. So it's pretty amazing, right? But if you have like a 10-cent per kilowatt hour, let's just see what that's at. I think actually, you know what? I think Terra hosting's at 11 cents. So we'll calculate 11 cents. If you guys are interested in Terra hosting, go check it out. Links in the description below. You'll be paying like $4.51 per day, which is actually really good. And to be honest, I think ETC is going to have a crazy run up again. This thing hit $160 per coin last bull run. So this machine could totally be worth the price. Now looking over here, shameless plug, jinglemining.com. Again, they're allowing me to use this unit for the time being before I got to send it out to my man, Mr. Red Panda. The price on this unit is $8,980, which it seems pretty steep, but I'm not going to lie. This thing's probably going to go for double or triple in the bull run, which is insane, but is what it is. It has 8 gigabytes of RAM, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 8 gigabytes of VRAM. We have the hash rate, again, 5,800 mega hashes, plus or minus 10%. We have power consumption, 1,900 watts, plus or minus 10%. Again, efficiency mode's definitely the way to go on this thing, in my opinion anyways. And yeah, if you guys use, I believe it's code CCXD, you get 1% off your order. I know it's not much, but it's a little bit of something. I don't get anything for that. Just yeah, go check out the link in the description below. It's totally for you guys. So have fun with that. But yeah, you guys got to have 240 volts. Don't forget that to support this unit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Actually, you know what? Let's check out the DAG size calculator. Miner pool stats. Let's see. So we're going to go to 8 gigabytes. I want to see how long we can mine on this unit until. All right, looking like December 12th, 2038. So you guys have literally 15, 14 years before this thing is actually going to go out of style, basically. So if you buy this unit, at least you're kind of future-proofing yourself, which is pretty cool. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. So that's going to do it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I do want to know what your guys' thoughts are, though, on this unit. If you could leave it in the comments below, that would be amazing. I do personally like this unit. I think it's a freaking beast. And the wattage is actually phenomenal for somebody in my situation. Now, I know it's a real tough nut to swallow when you have, you know, such a big purchase ahead of you. But at the same time, back in the day, we were spending like $2,000 on 3090s, and it's, you know what I mean? It's an ASIC over a GPU. You know, it's very good at one specific thing. And personally, I do think ETC is going to be doing well in the next bull run or in the next upcoming bull runs at that, because you guys will be able to mine until about 2038 with these units. So that's pretty cool as well. But yeah, seriously, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Hopefully you guys have a great and happy rest of your day, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.